Good morning, students. Today we are starting with class 12 organic chemistry, first chapter haloalkane and haloarene. Organic chemistry in class 12 is very vast, but right from the beginning, if you practice it well, make separate notes copy, write down all name reactions separately, and revise every day from the beginning. That is a very important basic mantra of organic chemistry. Every day you revise, you just revise from the beginning, so that the initial pages you have revised so many times, so finally when you complete it, it will be on your tips. Okay, now first let us see what is haloalkane. We know what is alkane. Alkane is CnH2n plus 2. Now in this alkane, if one hydrogen is replaced, instead of one hydrogen, if I put X, halo group, that means instead of this, if I remove it and I write CnH2n plus 1 and X, then it becomes haloalkane. Right? Now what is haloarene? Arene stands for that aryl group, aromatic group or aryl group. That is benzene. Suppose in benzene, if I remove one hydrogen, it becomes aryl. Right? In that aryl, if I add one halogen, then it becomes haloarene. Okay, so first we are classifying these haloalkanes and haloarenes on different bases, different criterias. So first classification we are doing is on the basis of number of halogens. So we can classify them as mono, halo, alkane. We can have dihaloalkane. We can have polyhalo. Poly means tri, tetra. You can have many depending upon how many halogens are there. You can name them. Right. Suppose I take say one carbon atom, alkyl group, and I add halogen to it. It is monohaloalkane. If I take dihalo, I may take for this at least dihalo you can have in one also, but I wanted to talk about vicinal and geminal here. Suppose I take two carbons and I have both the halogens attached on the same carbon atom. One halogen and then it will be one, this will be removed, one more halogen attached to it. Okay, so same carbon atom having two halogens. This type of halide, dialkyl halide or dihaloalkane, is called as geminal. This is geminal dihalide. Geminal dihalide. Now suppose you have two halogens present on the adjacent carbon atom. You have two carbon and you have one halogen here, one halogen here. Of course you can complete the valencies. Then this is termed as, the second one is termed as vicinal. This is vicinal dihalide. The first one is geminal, the second one is vicinal dihalide. Clear? Polyalkyl halide. Poly means suppose you have three halogens also attached to it. Okay, so you can of course complete the valencies. This is the valency you have completed. Clear? Now we will consider next type of classification. So next classification, children, we are taking is on the basis of carbon which is sp3 hybridized attached to halogen. Carbon sp3 hybridized which is attached to halogen. Now in this we have three categories. First category is alkyl halide. I'll write complete. Alkyl halide or haloalkane itself. Now this further, children, can be classified into 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree depending upon whether halogen is attached to 1 degree carbon or 2 degree or 3 degree. Now how do you identify 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree? This is 1 degree. Halogen is attached to carbon which in turn is attached to only one carbon. This is alkyl, means a ring, carbon chain. It's a carbon chain. Okay, so this is 1 degree alkyl halide. Now in this alkyl halide itself you have second category as 2 degree. That means carbon containing halogen is in turn attached to two carbons. It is in turn attached to two carbons. This is 2 degree alkyl halide. Okay, you can mark this. This is 1 degree. This is 2 degree. We are discussing about sp3 hybridized carbon containing halogen. Okay, now you may have one more here. Carbon containing halogen is in turn attached to 3 carbons. These carbons may be same or may be different. That is not a problem. Okay, carbon is halogen is attached to a carbon which in turn is attached to 3 carbon. This is 3 degree alkyl halide. This is 3 degree, or you can say primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide, or tertiary alkyl halide. Clear? Now second category under carbon sp3 hybridized containing halogen is allyl halide. Now how do you identify allyl halide? Carbon double bond. Next carbon attached to it contains halogen. Right? These two carbons are containing halogen, double bond. These two carbons are containing double bond. The neighboring carbon atom contains halogen. This is allyl. This is allyl. Of course, you can complete the valencies on your own, keeping in mind carbon is tetravalent. Okay, you can take one more example of say allyl. It may be even in a ring. You have a double bond here, right? These two carbons have double bond. The next carbon contains halogen. This is allyl halide. The next carbon contains halogen. This is allyl halide. Third one we are taking is benzyl halide. Benzyl halide. Now what is benzyl halide, children? We will take. You have the ring, benzene ring. On the ring there is one carbon atom. On this there is halogen. On this there is halogen. Now benzyl further can be classified into 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree benzyl halides. Right? Because if both these are hydrogen, it is 1 degree benzyl. If you have this benzene ring and you have carbon containing halogen, you have only one hydrogen attached here, another one is some R. It is 2 degree benzyl halide. You have one benzene ring. On this there is carbon. That carbon contains halogen, and there are two R's attached, means both these are also carbon atom. This carbon now which is containing halogen is 3 degree. But what is basically benzyl? I hope that is clear. Benzene ring, carbon attached to benzene ring contains halogen. Benzene ring, carbon attached to benzene ring contains halogen. Same thing. Depending upon how many hydrogens also you can say this is 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. This carbon containing halogen has 2 hydrogens, 1 degree, 1 hydrogen, 2 degree, no hydrogen, 3 degree, benzyl halide. Clear? So far we have discussed, children, here sp3 hybridized carbon containing halogen 3 types: alkyl, allyl and benzyl. You can pause in between and please make notes. Now we are taking next category, sp2 hybridized carbon containing halogen. There are two examples in this, vinyl and aryl. We are taking vinyl. Now what is vinyl? Two carbons which are containing double bond. That carbon itself has halogen. This is vinyl. This has vinyl. This is vinyl. You can complete the valencies on your own. We take say a ring. There is a double bond. So these two carbons contain double. Halogen is also present here. This is also vinyl. So what is the difference between the two? In the allyl, what was there in allyl? Allyl was the two carbon containing halogen. The next carbon contain two carbon containing double bond. The next carbon has halogen. Here the carbons which are having double bond itself has halogen. Is it clear? Now next example, children, here we are taking in this is aryl. Aryl halide. Now what is aryl halide? Aryl halide is a ring, benzene ring, itself contains halogen. This is aryl. But this ring may further have many other groups. That is not a problem. Okay, so what is aryl halide? Benzene ring, and that ring itself contains halogen. Now we are starting with preparation of haloalkanes. The first preparation which we are discussing is from alcohol. Now, so what is the basic reaction that is occurring here? Alcohol is reacting with HCl, which is of course concentrated HCl. This is HCl, concentrated HCl in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride reaction, right? Zinc chloride, concentrated HCl and anhydrous zinc chloride. So what basically happens, if you have to learn just simple, this comes out as water and you are getting as RCl plus water. This reagent which we are using here, this is called as Lucas reagent. This is Lucas reagent. Now what is Lucas reagent? Lucas reagent is this, and the importance of this reagent is to distinguish between 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree alcohols. Right, so the order is 3 degree alcohol reacts maximum, then 2 degree and then 1 degree. Okay, this, if we are taking 3 degree alcohol, this will give you turbidity immediately. Whatever reaction is taking place here, you'll get a precipitate out here immediately. If it is 2 degree, you will get turbidity in 5 to 10 minutes. If you are using 1 degree, you will get no turbidity. You will not get any precipitate. Okay, then that is, this is a reaction which is used to distinguish between 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree alkyl alcohols. Alkyl alcohol. So 3 degree alcohol maximum reaction. Then why it is like that? So actually this is the reaction taking place. Now after a reaction is given, for reactions, there are some proposed mechanisms, like what must have happened in this reaction. So that I will be explaining. Now you can just see this is the mechanism that is taking place. Now what is actually happening? I will explain it. This ZnCl2, we have used catalyst. We know ZnCl2 is a Lewis acid. Lewis acid means it's an electron pair acceptor, and alcohol which we have taken here, it is having two lone pairs. So one of the pair is given to zinc to form a dative bond. So it forms a bond with this. When it forms a bond, this is getting the electron pair. So this is getting, that Zn is getting negative charge, and this has lost one lone pair. So this oxygen gets positive charge. And we know oxygen is in need of electron. It wants to take that electron back, because somehow this has taken, but it is very electronegative. So it tries pulling, electrons from this R. So when it tries pulling electron from this R, it takes that, succeeds, taking that electron, and it becomes, complete. That lone pair comes back, and this carbon remains without electron. When this remains without electron, this R will now develop positive charge. It will form carbocation. Okay, so what is this forming now? ZnCl2. That is minus only, and that lone pair comes back, means OH is written like this. Now we carried a reaction in the presence of HCl. So from there, that H comes here, and H and OH will form water. ZnCl2 was a catalyst. We get it back. And this carbocation which was formed, what is carbocation, children? I hope you know. Carbon containing positive charge is carbocation. So this carbocation is something which is now having sp2 hybridization. Okay, so this is following SN1 mechanism. Of course, mechanism we are going to study in the properties also. It is substitution nucleophilic unimolecular reaction. Now because this carbocation is planar, sp2 hybridized. Now when it is sp2 hybridized, means these are, all in one plane. That means this Cl minus can attack from either side, from this side or from back side. This part will be clear when we are talking about SN12 further. So if it is 1 degree or 2 degree or 3 degree alcohol, then depending upon whether different alkyl groups are attached to the carbon containing OH, so on that basis you will have inversion product as well as the retention product. That means you get both the products here. Okay, but as of now, what you can remember is the carbocation was formed. Carbocation is, reacting with that Cl minus of acid which we have taken, and results in the formation of this. Okay, if you want to go for the mechanism, you can do this. But as for the board exams, I think this will be sufficient if we write down only this particular equation. Is it clear? I hope the mechanism is also clear to you. I'll just repeat quickly. This is Lewis acid. Alcohol gives a pair to Lewis acid, forms a dative bond. So when this has gone here, now this is having one electron pair less, so it gets a positive charge. Now when this gets a positive charge, it tries to pull the electrons from R to compensate the loss, and it succeeds in getting it. You will get this. R gets positive, and from HCl, H goes here, this forms water, ZnCl2 is obtained back, and R with Cl minus will give this. As of now, you can just remember this much. This is SN1 and sp2 because carbocation, and when we talk about SN1 further, I will explain it. Next method, children, we are taking also from alcohol. Okay. These are all different, halogenating agents. Previously, we have taken Lucas reagent as the halogenating agent. Now we are taking phosphorus trihalide. So, if we write down the basic reaction, it is alcohol, 3 molecules with PCl3. You are getting 3 molecules of RCl and H3PO3. Okay, this is the main reaction. If you have to learn simply, you will say 3 chlorines are there. So 3 alcohols you are taking. So 3 R's and 3 chlorines will give you 3 RCl plus whatever is remaining H3PO3. Phosphorus acid you will get. So if we have to see the mechanism of this reaction, what we will do? Now what is actually mechanisms are nothing. The product is formed. That is just thought of later on. Might be the reaction must have occurred like this. So what happens is, you take alcohol, which is having of course a lone pair, and it is treated with PCl3. It is treated with PCl3. These two other reactants we have taken. Again the same thing, this lone pair is given to this P. When this lone pair is given to this P, it will form a dative bond. Okay. When this goes here, at the same time one Cl from here comes out. When this lone pair is given to this P, at the same time one Cl from this PCl3 comes out, so that its valency is not getting disturbed. So you are getting Cl2 now left over. Out of that Cl, one has gone, so it is Cl2, and this has formed a bond with it, and only one lone pair is left, so it will get a positive charge. And we have that Cl minus which is obtained from here, that Cl minus now attacks from backside of this R. We will study this also. It is SN2 mechanism it is following. Okay. So from backside it is going to attack. This is SN2, and backside means there is inversion in it. There is inversion in it. So this Cl minus which was obtained will attack this R only from backside. But before attacking from backside, let me tell you, this has taken a pair, means this will get a comparatively positive charge, and that R, it is not completely a cation. In the same reaction only it is happening. So, okay, let's not talk about the positive. When this bond is being broken, this Cl minus attacks from backside, and then finally this bond breaks completely. You will get RCl and whatever I wrote here. This is P, sorry children. This is P, Cl2 and OH. That is the product. Now, next step mein what happens? Whatever was formed here, PCl2 OH minus, again reacts with another alcohol molecule. It reacts with another alcohol. So ROH plus PCl2OH. Again this gives one lone pair to this P. When it gives the lone pair to this P, it will form a bond. When this forms a bond, one Cl comes out. So one Cl has gone out. Whatever is left over, we write here ROH. I have written down with the positive charge. P, one Cl has gone, so Cl and OH. Okay, now this Cl minus which has come out will attack this R from backside. You will get RCl, and this you will get as PClOH twice. Clear? Now, whatever you get here, again this reacts with alcohol. Again the same thing, this gives a lone pair to it. When this gives a lone pair, it will form a bond. When this gives Cl comes out and attacks from backside. This bond breaks, you will get RCl and POH, and this OH. This is twice. So overall how many OHs are there now? 3. So 3 RCLs which we wrote there in one go, they are obtained in 3 different steps. One RCl, this is second RCl, this is third RCl. Is it clear? One RCl here, second RCl and third. But if you are learning this for board exam, you will be learning only this equation because we don't have mechanisms in our board exam. Clear? This is just I am explaining in case some children want to do something in detail. This is the mechanism. SN2 inversion occurs. Okay. Another reaction, children, is also from alcohol, that is alcohol plus phosphorus pentachloride. So basically, if you have to learn simple way, 1 Cl with R will form RCl, 1 Cl with H will form HCl, remaining P, O and 3 chlorines, you will write down POCl3, phosphorus oxychloride. This is what we are going to learn for board exam. But in case you want to go for the mechanism, children, this is the mechanism. Alcohol having two lone pairs, PCl5. This lone pair given to phosphorus. When this is given, as it is given, one chlorine from here comes out. So one chlorine comes out as Cl minus. And what you are having is now alcohol, ROH, one positive charge and only PCl4 left. One Cl has come out. Right. Now this oxygen is having a double bond. It wants to take electron somehow. So this pair of the bond, electron pair, is taken by O. And this comes out as H plus. And this H plus and this Cl minus will form now HCl. Because HCl was one of the product, this is how the mechanism was proposed for it. Okay. So this comes out as HCl. Now what are we left over with? R, O, again both the lone pairs back on it, PCl4. Right. Then what happens is this lone pair from here, tries to come back here between P and O. So when this is trying to come here, one Cl minus comes out from here because extra bonds it is now getting. It is already having 5. So one Cl minus comes out. This tries to come here. So that Cl minus which has come out, I have reduced here as PCl3. When this has come here means I have put a double bond over here. When this has got 3 bonds now, oxygen will get a positive charge. When oxygen gets a positive charge, it tries, breaking from here, right? And when this starts coming out, R, it combines with this Cl minus. R plus and Cl minus will form RCl. It is retention of the configuration, and what we are left over with is POCl3. This is SNI. Substitution nucleophilic intramolecular. Intramolecular means within the molecule only. There is no extra reagent we have used. So within the molecule only this reaction occurs, right? One more reaction, children, which we can take today. Otherwise it will become quite lengthy. Alcohol plus thionyl chloride. Okay. So one chlorine with this R, one chlorine with this H. So one chlorine with R, RCl, one chlorine with H, HCl, and you are left over with SO2. This is a gas, this is a gas, this is pure. So as per board exam, this is an important reason question asked. Preparation of alkyl halide from thionyl chloride is a preferred reaction. Why it is preferred, you will write, because in this the remaining 2 products are gases. They escape out. So whatever we are left over is, pure. So this is pure alkyl halide obtained, right? Now another question, children, can be asked is, can you prepare aryl halide by halogenation of phenol? Answer is no. Why you cannot prepare? Because if you try to see phenol's resonating structures, okay, 11th class mein you have studied how to draw the resonating structures, the lone pair, pi bond and conjugation. So the lone pair starts migrating here. So this becomes a double bond and one pi bond shifts further. So what changes we made here? We are going to write down negative. This has come here means positive. So now this has come here means a double bond, and this oxygen will get a positive charge, and further this will shift, pi bond will shift. So what this change we made here means a double bond. This has gone here, a negative charge. So again this negative will go, this double bond will further shift. Again this negative will go, double bond will shift, and you get so many resonating structures. So what exactly happens by these resonating structures, children? there is a double bond character between carbon and oxygen. So what answer you will write? Due to partial double bond character, between carbon and oxygen, this bond cannot break. That is why this aryl halide cannot be prepared by halogenation of phenol. Second answer you can write is this aryl alcohol itself is quite stable due to resonance. You can draw the resonating structures of this, and you may write that it is quite stable due to resonance, and that is why this reaction cannot occur. Did you follow this? Okay, so the remaining methods of preparation of haloalkanes or haloarenes we are going to discuss in the next video. Please make notes of whatever we have discussed so far in this session, and thanks for watching.